Three. Ready? All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of AfroYOUnited podcast. This is episode 2, and I have a lot of great guests here with me. They will introduce themselves in a second. We're here today at Comida Restaurant. It's a black-owned restaurant here. They have delicious taco food or Spanish, rice, just whatever you want. Come check them out. They are down here downtown Indianapolis. So again, that's Comida. We have the information on the screen. Feel free to come check them out. So I'll let my guests introduce themselves. We'll start from this side and work our way up here.
Hi, I'm Joe. Anything else?
Oh yeah, just say what country, where you're from.
Okay, so I'm Joe. I'm Nigerian American, and that's it.
Hello, I'm Ariel, and I'm African American.
Cool.
I'm Asha. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Hi, I'm Ariel. I'm from Niger.
Awesome. And again, I'm Bumi. I'm from Nigeria. Been in America for a little while now, so Nigerian American. So today we're gonna be talking today about relationships, just relationship in African American community and also relationship in the African community. What are the differences? Like, what does that look like? So dating. So feel free to talk about your experience, like if you guys ever dated an African before or an African American before, from both sides. So so your experience, like, what does dating look like from the African community? So we'll start with African. What is that dating? When you talk about dating, what does that mean to you guys from African?
I mean, first of all, your parents don't let you date when you're younger. They like focus on school, no girls, and then when you graduate, they're like, hey, where's the wife? Where's the husband? They're pressuring you. But dating, I'll say, for me, from my standpoint, growing up here, I didn't start dating until like freshman year of college, because high school you just went to focus and stuff, and you couldn't leave the house. You were at home, and you didn't have time to like go out on dates with girls and all that. But the African standpoint, it was difficult, But when you got that freedom to get to college, you started dating, So for me, I didn't really date that young. But I mean, I've only had like one relationship, so yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because my parents are kind of similar. I was in high school, I pretty much focused on my academics and getting scholarships and stuff. So I wasn't really focused on relationships, but as I progressed to college, I started to expand in my relationships.
I would say dating for me has definitely changed just over the years. Obviously, being younger, you have a different perspective on life. Growing up, like to the age that I am now, I'm definitely more intentional about dating. It's kind of hard to find more intentional people, but my standards won't change, unfortunately. But yeah, you just have to be intentional, because if not, then you'll just get lost.
That's true. So when I was growing up, dating for me was very sneaky. A lot of like meeting up at like church actually would be like one of the main spots, like not like to do anything crazy, but just to like, because I saw your face, but no, like meet up at like very public places and stuff like that. Taking a very long break from dating right now, so I don't really have much to say about that.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad you said that, because I know in African culture, like you said, our parent, they don't want us to date. They don't even consider dating. But like you said, after you graduate, they start asking, when are you getting married? Where's your wife? They start pressuring about marriage. I think for me, obviously, my experience, the same thing. It was never about dating. It's about relationship. And as I got older, my mom still think I can talk to girls. She was like, let me find a wife for you or whatever. So in African culture, like, the parent, they don't believe in dating, but obviously they do want you to bring a wife sometime. I'm gonna switch gear a little bit here, get into the interracial dating. So in your experience, what does that look like to you guys? Like, your family growing up, like, are you guys allowed to date outside of your culture? From your experience, that's something that's allowed in your culture? And we'll start from this side.
Excuse me. My mom has like joked around saying that she wants me to date like a white man so that I can have like mixed babies for her a long time ago. But as far as like, I'm not sure how serious she is. So like, I don't really know. I don't think I think it would be a lot of adjustment for me, for my family and stuff like that, but I don't see them being against it. So
I would say for me, growing up, I actually dated a Caucasian person at one point. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just with your preference. I mean, my family, they say they don't care on the front end, but you know, obviously dads feel away about it. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't as accepting, but just growing into who I am as an African American woman, I just feel like I want to keep me personally my same culture in my family, just because of all the experiences we've been through as just African Americans.
So for me and my family, I would say that of course some people in your family want you to stay to your ethnicity, but I would say as far as my family, we're really like loving and accepting. So they just want somebody that's gonna love me and appreciate me.
Yeah, for me, my dad is cool. My mom's not. You know, my mom is like, hey, let's marry a Nigerian. I'm like yes, the other day she was like, congrats on graduating, but you're looking for a wife. Make sure she's Nigerian. I'm like, why? But my dad is like, he's cool. He's like, it's not really about cultures. I don't like. She supports your goals. She supports you, and you know, she's like, I don't care if you marry a white, because like my cousin married a white girl, and at first they were really cool with it, and then now they like her. You know, they were speaking Yoruba to her to mess with her, but it's cool. But personally, I don't say anything wrong into racial dating. I mean, I love my black women. I think black women are beautiful. But in high school, I was with white girls, but now I'm get out. You know. All right.
Yeah, shout out to the black man. I love you personally.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny you said that as well, because like, you know, I think our parent, obviously they have their own preference. I think you have to also tell them what you wanted, right? At first they might not accept you know, your choice, but at the end of the day, they love you. So whatever you do, whatever you pick, they will. I think it kind of supports you and allows you. And one thing I wanted to also talk about was when you look at like relationships, right? Like from your point of view, like, what do you look for? Like, what are you looking for in a girl or in a guy, in a potential suitor? Like, and to the last point about interracial, if somebody from your culture was not giving that to you, are you open to like and just look somewhere else? So, from your experience, what do you look for in a relationship?
Sorry, we start outside here.
oh gosh.
All right, we'll start with Asha.
What? No, men first.
It's okay. Don't be shy.
Okay.
You always have to give an honest opinion.
Me personally, I'm very spiritual, so I feel like I need someone who can pretty much lead my household. I want somebody who believes in God. That's number one for me. Someone who's obviously like on the same level as far as like work ethic. I'm a very hard worker, and that's something that I would like to match. Somebody who's easygoing. I'm not really too picky. The main thing is just believing in God, because I think when you have a foundation built off of the Word of God, like that's what's going to stand. And so that's like one of the major things that I look at.
Okay, I guess I agree with that. I feel like as you get older and you're involved in different relationships, what you want in your significant other obviously changes. Right now, of course, my main thing is that whoever I'm with is spiritual as well. I think a man that can love God knows how to love the woman he's with. Yeah, that's my main thing right now, as I don't really know about anything else right now. So, yeah.
What I look for is a man that is comfortable being a leader, someone that is comfortable in himself and his identity, because how can he lead if he's not really secure in himself? I also look for someone that is also in the faith and loves God, because if he loves God, then he also can respect and love me as well.
And the last part was you be open to, you know, other race if that person not giving that to you.
Yes. Well, yes, I am definitely open.
For me, looking for a woman is God-fearing woman. You know, she has to, you know, like love God and be Christian, and also ambitious, like someone that doesn't like is not comfortable where they're at, like always wanting to like do more and be better and better themselves. Also creative, I'm a creative person. I like like new ideas and stuff. So that's something like because you get older, you get bored at doing, you just see stuff different the more you grow. And would I date someone? Of course, but like nah, she got to be black, because I just can't. I've been with like almost not being with like messed with different races, but I think I'd stick with the African or African American for sure, but probably African, West African to be.
All right, I'll let you guys answer the second part of that question. Was will you guys be open to other race if what you're looking for is not available? You too.
Me personally, unfortunately not. Only because like I just know what I want, and the type of household that I want to develop and raise, I want it to just be very cultured and blackness. I guess is the best way to put it. So I want, yeah.
I feel that for real. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with no. I'm not like completely closed off to it or anything, but I honestly can't imagine it to be honest.
So they have solid no, and yes, they're open. So, no, that's a good point. I know a lot of people they're not open to try something different. Personally, I honestly like you said, God-fearing woman, and a lot of people that know me, I like to go for it. So she has to be able to go for it as well. So whatever that is. So I think one thing common between all of you guys is just God-fearing person. So if we could get that God-fearing person anywhere, why not go for it? Maybe not YouTube, but that's something. And that's a good thing you said. So how do you guys find that person? Like from your culture, do you will you guys be open to your parent arranging somebody for you? Or obviously I know everybody wants to do church. Like where do you go to find this person? And we'll start from this side, since you guys.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Where do I find them? I don't know. God places them because I don't go looking. You know what I mean? Like it just happens. So I can't say that. Oh, I'm going to church because I know I'll find a husband there, or I'm going to a party because I think I'll find a husband there. So I can't say for sure like where I find them, but once I do, I can start checking off my like what I would like. So yeah, I don't know where I would go for real.
Let me tell y'all something. No, I'm just kidding. No, I would just say for me, like really it just goes back to me and my just faith in God, like just basically praying about it and really just utilizing my singleness is very important, just to be complete while you're single, so that you won't be desperate to just settle for anything. I'm not real picky, but at the same time, like I'm intentional. So basically, with that being said, is I do get involved with things that I enjoy. So like I'm into art and fashion. I'm into guys, so I try to be involved with those type of things. But other than that, it's just prayer because I haven't found it yet. So I'm just trusting God with it, and it's no big rush in it. So. But some gonna pop.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Asha. Like I am waiting. I'm letting God mold me into the woman that I need to be. I'm not actively like looking, but I know that I have faith in God that He's gonna send somebody my way. So I don't know who that somebody is, but if you're watching, I am single.
Shoot your shot. Hey, shoot your shot. But people always say like you pray about it and God shows you your wife. Personally, I don't really believe in that because you still have to put effort and fight. Because like older generation Africans say, "Oh, God showed me my wife," and I found it's all lies and stuff. But personally, I think more like networking events. That's where you get to see more people that like they're different, unique, but like parties and stuff. But if you go to like more date events, like networking events, like you would see someone there. But then you get to know them first and you find out if they're spiritual. Now you gotta give them a trial chance. But for me, what will I find that God-fearing woman? I don't know. Maybe we'll never know.
Sure.
I'm gonna talk to sorry, y'all. So I think too, like I feel like me as a woman, just having standards. Like I definitely have grown to be more open you know, because if you have like this long, unrealistic list of things that you're gonna do and you're not gonna do, you know, you just have to be more open. And you know, God gives us options. You know, it's not like, oh, you're marrying this person. Sometimes people do say that, but it's like you said, how believable is that? He gives us options to choose from. And I think, you know, just being more open will probably help too. That's just for me.
No, that's a good point. One other part of the question that I would love for you guys to answer is so in Africa we do arranged marriage. I mean, other culture. Let me not say Africa. In my country, we don't do that in my neighborhood. But so will you guys be open to that? You know, if you tried your best, you know, you go to church, you go to a networking event, you still can't find him or her, the one you're looking for. Will you guys be open to your parent just saying, hey, you know, I got you, I got this girl, you know, this guy for you? Will you be open to that?
That's dead. That's dead. No, nah, because my parents don't know what I like. They don't know what type of woman I want. So never. You know, I'll stay single. I won't stay. Yeah, but you understand. So, but never.
So it's funny because my mom, she'll joke around and say, like, we should have a game night over our house and invite some people. Or I saw this guy today. Or let me see if I know some friends that know this person. And I'm just like, Mom, like, just stop. But I don't know, like, I don't think I would allow them to arrange, like, for me to marry someone, find someone like that.
So parents, don't do it. Hold on.
Yes, it just depends on the context of that question. Like, are you saying like you would never meet the person? If it's you would never meet the person,
like, you know, obviously you can't be single forever, right? Some people have an age.
or just kind of like connect you with somebody or something.
Yeah, like arrange. Yeah, like set somebody up for you.
Oh, I mean, if I liked them and it worked out, and then pop, why not? But I can't say yes or no. You just have to like the person.
I feel like my parents are already getting to that point with me, and I'm only 24. But it's going to be a hard no for me, actually, because I've seen it happen a lot, and it's just like, it's just so much pressure. I don't think so. I really don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, again, the reason why I asked that question, I know a lot of culture. It's okay. Like their parent, like I know someone. I won't say it's my friend. It's not really. We're not. I just know him, right? And it literally out of nowhere, he said, "Oh, I'm getting married in a month." I'm like, "I never saw you dating." It was like, "Oh yeah, my parents, they took care of it." It's just normal in their culture. So I think what I can see from like the black community is just something that we will not do. We'll be open to it, like you said. You might be open to get to know that person. Personally, hell no. Like it's just, you know, like your parent might know about you, but you know. So no, I'm serious. It's just like you. It's not possible.
More like in our culture, you know, like I feel like the Indian culture, they still do that. You know, I have a friend. Yeah.
Like when you have like somebody coming into America and they have to get married, you know what I mean? So maybe that type of arrangement is kind of like what I'm thinking right now.
All right. You say your parent knows what
I
you
say
like?
if they do, you know.
All right. Before we go to a little further, I want to take a pause. Again, shout out to Comida Restaurant here downtown Indianapolis. You know, it's a black-owned restaurant. Come check them out. They have a lot of delicious food, so I recommend them. And I'm pretty sure you guys, your first time here, definitely come back and check them out as well. Switch gear a little bit here. So, dating apps. You know, it's something that a lot of people are not really. I know I saw your face. Like, I know a lot of people are not really comfortable being on dating apps. Like, will you guys be open to? Have you ever used one before? Number one, don't just be honest. Like, people watching probably seen you swipe right. They probably swiped right one time to you guys. So, so they will call you out. Please in the comment, you know, call them out if you know them. So number one, have you ever used dating app before? Number two, will you be open to that? Like at your age right now, will you be open to going on a dating app and finding that person that you're looking for?
I've never used one. I haven't gotten to a point where I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I really don't. But I wouldn't say that's like gonna be my go-to or anything like that, but maybe once I get older, if I really feel like maybe I need a little help, but not right now though. I wouldn't use it right now though.
Me personally, I have used them. I would say it just depends on what app it is. me personally, it's been a joke.
Which one have you used in the past?
I don't want to disclose that information. I don't want to disclose that information. Just know that I've used them. And I don't know. I just feel like I've known people who got married from them. You know, really solid marriages. So that's kind of why I've like tried it out. But nothing serious. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I don't know words.
Okay.
Like for those that I don't know if I can add to your question, but for like those that have used them, like what's the context? You know what I mean? Like, did you like move to a new city and you're trying to like,
why?
yeah. If you don't,
No, I don't care.
okay.
So the reason why I pretty much kind of just explored it, one of my friends was kind of like telling me about it. She was like, you should make one, you should make one. So I eventually like buckled down and made one. And it was just like out of boredom, to be honest. I feel like the quality of men that, I'm not really around that many men like on a daily basis, kind of, but not really what I would go for, I guess. So it's just like more options on dating apps because you get to put the filters in exactly what you want, you know.
Oh, wow.
And it's kind of crazy because like you can, I don't know.
Wow, that it could put a filter. That's crazy. All right, how about you guys?
So I've only used one dating app, but I didn't find anything serious, and it was only for like a couple weeks. No, I'm more of a face-to-face type of person.
I have used dating apps before when I was younger, like in college, because that was the days. Tinder was the, back then, like 2013, 2016 was Tinder days, dorms, yeah. But do I use them now? No, definitely not, because it's all like spam accounts that's on there, and it's like younger folks. But I mean, you still see older people there, but in the future, will I use it? Definitely, probably like Christian mingle to find my God-fearing woman. That's, I'm just kidding, but I like that. Meeting someone. I mean, if you met someone like on social media, that still counts. It's same. So it's like I rather like message on IG or Twitter. IG mostly, and like DM, and that's how you start a conversation, get to meet. So it's more better. It's more better using like a social media page than using a dating app, because if you're using a dating app, you know what you want. You're not really looking for a relationship. You just want to.
I feel like, again, to go on that, I feel like it's all about the perception. Like, I feel like everybody are too prideful. Personally, I don't want to be on a dating app. I don't want you walking around and say, oh, I saw you on Tinder. Like, no, that's not me, right? So I feel like it's a lot of pride. Like, people don't want to be on there. And you said it's like, what are you looking for on there? But I think a lot of people actually go on the dating apps. Like, I mean, it's not just Tinder. There's other options like Match.com, and again, I don't know them. I'm not on there. So, but like, I think we need to maybe change that perspective and just like, change our mindset. Not up to, I'm only on there to get laid, right? I'm pretty sure that's what you're implying. But do you guys think that that's what dating apps are for? Are people swiping right because they just want to get laid and not looking for anything serious? Is that what you guys think when you think about dating apps? And I'll ask you since you been on there.
I mean, I would say, me personally, like, I just get like a lot of matches on different ones, and it's overwhelming. So I just kind of like tune out. Ooh, excuse me. But majority, yeah. I think you can put it on your profile to where maybe you're not looking for specific things, I guess. But I would say majority, yeah. You just gotta like get to know the person, I guess. Oops, sorry.
All right. You guys want to add? Anybody else want to add anything to the dating apps? Oh, yeah, you have a story. You have a story. You can share it if you don't mind sharing it. Hopefully, it's not graphical.
No, it's just, people catfish a lot.
Yeah,
So
I got catfish one time. I'm not telling the story.
yeah, I'm not telling the story either.
Wow.
Just-
So yeah, people get catfish. What's the story? Like older men pretending to be younger girls,
No,
or
it's just people like to like lie and exaggerate what they do
So they
on
lie
social
about-
media.
Or different pictures.
Yeah, different
Yeah, I
pictures.
thought
Like they don't look the same as their picture.
wow. So they get picture online and put somebody else, and when you see them in person, you think you're making J-Nets and you met Jack. I don't know. So our last topic, obviously, we're almost at that time. I think the next year I want to switch over to, because obviously a lot of us we're at that age where it's time to settle down. We're not gonna get into too much of marriage, but when it's time to, like, do you guys feel that pressure that, man, I gotta get married at this age, like 25, this is it, right? So do you guys feel, or do you feel like your culture have that age for you guys, that you feel like you have to get married at this particular age? And I will start from you.
Okay. I definitely think there's a lot of pressure to marry young. I actually want to get married young. I want to enjoy like marriage life before I start having kids. But I was actually thinking about it the other day, because now, like, after being around that culture for so long, I started to think, like, is that what I really want, or is it like kind of something that I've internalized? You know what I mean? But as far as I know right now, like, I do want to get married young, but yes, there is a lot of pressure as far as, and it's not always like so explicit, you know what I mean? But yeah, there's definitely pressure though.
I would say society has shaped us to think that you have to be married and with kids and this fancy job by a specific age. But it's like, who has set this standard? You know, is it society? Is it like, who is coming up with this? So for me, like at the beginning, when I first, you know, obviously became a young woman, yeah, it was a lot of pressure. I was in a long relationship, so I thought that was going to be the marriage, but it wasn't. So now that I'm single, you know, parents, family are like asking me, you know, meeting anybody? I used to get annoyed by that question at first, but now I don't really care, because I know who I am. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. So I know that, like, when I'm ready, God is going to provide that person of marriage. You know, I've just learned to trust God's timing in my whole life, like just trusting God's timing. Like where I am in my business, like I probably won't have time to nurture a man at the moment. So I'm just trusting like my timing and just staying focused until that happens. So I would say, yeah, it's a lot of pressure, but you just got to be true to who you are and not let that question like bother you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I get that question a lot. I often also get the question of like, when am I gonna have a baby? And it's like, whoa, like I'm not even there yet. I'm just trying to like focus on my career, me as a person, like growing, and then growing with the person that I want to be with, and like maybe working towards building like an empire. I don't want to rush into it, because like we're young, like why rush into it? Nobody has to force us to do anything.
For me personally, I don't feel any type of pressure. Like I'm in my prime right now, and my I'm not high, but like age, you know, probably like 29, 28. My dad got married at 30, so I'm trying to beat that record. 31 maybe, you know. So I'm not really, nah. So yeah.
Sure.
When y'all choose to get married, African men, because we don't cheat. African men don't cheat. Just wanted to say it out there, all African men don't cheat. Thank you.
Men don't cheat. So yeah, I think obviously to summarize that, I feel like, you know, I think it's more cultural. Like, you know, like personally, in my personal experience, like church members are asking like, when are you getting married? I'm like, keep waiting, bro. Like, yeah, it's like, yeah, and a lot of people jump into marriage and then they are ready to jump out. So I feel like, you know, I think everybody, whenever the time is right for you, do it. Like marriage is not, you know, in my culture, people get married and stay married for a long time, right? And then in American culture, it's what I've seen. I've seen people got married in 3 months, and then like 3 months later, they are in a different relationship. You know what I mean? So I think that's something that, in my opinion, just whenever time is right, just do it at your own time and not anybody else's time, right? In summary, again, thank you guys so much for being here today. Is there anything you want to add about dating or relationship? I don't want to get too much deep into marriage. Also, if you ever date an African person, if you're not African, if you ever date African American person, if you're not African American, so just find a closing thoughts or whatever you want to call it. So we'll start from this side. I know you've been looking at me.
Wait, what was the question again? I zoned out. So, before, like, I have a quick question before I summarize. How long should talking stage be like for you guys? Like, what's you know, like?
That's not like a different topic.
Just go to the floor. Okay. For me, yeah, all black women are beautiful, you know. So, yeah, I'm trying to show my shots. So all the black women out there, follow me on Instagram, Joe_Stacks. We could talk, and I'm kidding, but not like. But now I feel like all we talked about, like you said, finding that right person, like God fearing, because spiritual, all that, and we're all educated. So you're looking for someone who could match your education, and like be up there with you, and also like strive to do great things, and that too. But also, I feel like we're not ready. Because this conversation, I feel like we don't know what we want yet. Still, just from hearing from everybody's perspective, everybody still has stuff to like figure out. So, but I mean, that's pretty much it. That's what I learned from what everybody said. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And also my Instagram is naturally_exquisite without the E. But yeah, follow me on there.
All right, you too. You guys.
I would say, just to summarize, just take your time. Don't feel pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like, marriage is a very, very serious thing that we take for granted and we overlook. So you don't want to rush into things if you're not ready. I'm speaking as a single person, ironic, but you don't want to rush into something that you're not ready for. Ask questions at the beginning. I get complaints that I ask so many questions, but it's okay because I'm going to ask up front. That saves so much time, because next thing you know, a year later, oh, you're not interested in this, or you don't even believe in God? What? So ask questions. I would just say ask questions, take your time, trust God, and don't rush into it. Enjoy yourself while you're single if you are. Personal Instagram, Fasha, FASHA_Nista. And then I have a business page, Asha_the Realtor on IG.
Did you ask if we would like? Okay. Okay. You want me to answer? Oh, okay. I've only dated Africans, but that's not on like purpose or anything. I'm not against dating just African Americans or anything. But anyway, I feel like I'm very much so in a space where I'm selfish about myself and my time, just getting to know myself. So, and I'm okay with that. And it took a while for me to be okay with that. So I'm not going to give my Instagram, but yeah, that's all I have.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming today and talking about your dating and your experience with for culture. So that's a different conversation. So maybe next time we'll talk about open relationship. That's a different. But I want to thank you guys for being here today. I know dating and relationship can be a complicated topic sometimes, but thanks for sharing your experience. Again, shout out to Kamita for allowing us to use this spot today. We'll share their location and everything on these videos. Come check them out. Again, follow us on IG, AfroYOUnited podcast, Facebook, also on YouTube. Subscribe to the page as well. Again, we're just starting this out. We're excited to do this. This is once every other month. So stay tuned to the next time. Again, my name is Bumi. I'm your host today. Host with the most, or whatever you want to say. My IG is AfroYOUnited podcast. All right, you guys have a good time. Thank you.